Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crate Expectations. I am here today with one of the seven dwarfs, Sleepy,
Sleepy Sarah.
Sleepy Sarah. How you doing today, Sleepy Sarah?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, this is actually I'm not doing the plan this week. I was sick, and we already skipped 1 week of crate because of other reasons last week. So wanted to get in crate. No plan. So this is it. This is the plan.
It's
Oh,
it's you're creating the plan.
yeah, and you're generating yawns. It's good.
Sorry.
Useful. It's very good.
Uh,
Um, yeah. Yeah, so guys, if you don't know how this works, we do the first segment here and then go over to Sarah's channel. There'll be a link at the end or a link in the video description if you want to skip this, which you shouldn't. But if you do, please hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment, and then you can skip whenever you want because I've gotten what I want from you.
so demanding.
All
All right.
about dim clicks. Just kidding.
uh, um,
But seriously, what?
yeah.
What?
Um, um, yeah, so no plan this week, so we'll just I guess talk about everything.
Yeah, I guess so. Feel like I didn't call you Prince Valium.
Call me what?
It's a Spaceballs reference.
Oh, okay.
He's just always yawning. He's the guy who's gonna marry
I,
the princess.
I can't help it. It's like 1:30 in the morning.
That's rough. All right, so we've got what are we doing today? What are we talking
All
about?
right.
No plan, but we have a plan.
Right. Um, so the CG actually had like two good things this week, two fixes that were, I guess one was a fix and one was a make good. So we can discuss that because you know your favorite game mode Conquest is live.
I'm well aware.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
bludgeoned my way to Red Crate
you
about 1 week through.
blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had some of that we can talk about. We can do a lovely character review on a specific Jedi that will probably also result in a mini roast of my roster.
I'm counting on it.
uh Trigger photo, which is just sad.
It's like, what are you doing, man?
Oh man. And then we've got a few viewer questions, a pack review that's actually in the store right now, in the regular store, not the web store, um, and a roster roast.
Yeah, all kinds of goodness today.
Tons.
So, you were aware of one of the good things before I told you about the other good thing that
I
CG did
I
today.
honestly completely forgot about it because it wasn't applicable to me.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing how that works, isn't it? It's like, I'm not even like trying to lambast you. Like, I feel like we as a community do this though. This happens a lot. People say this all the time, right? Like, when has CG ever done anything good for the player base? Like they say that with such conviction that this happens consistently, at least from where I'm sitting. Like I see that a lot. People are like CG has like the second you say anything good, they're like, no. There's never been a good update.
Right.
Like and CG has their share, especially lately, has had their share of just total mess ups, like just ridiculous, not really that excusable or okay things.
Hmm.
So I'm not like defending them, but I feel like at the same time, if we want a balanced and actually nuanced, intelligent point of view and be able to see things, like be able to see the actual truth, we have to actually try to see things, like be able to admit sometimes when they do things right.
Right. Well, and I feel like they're also just in a weird zone right now because they have had some really bad communication lately
Terrible.
that the community just in general is looking at them negatively. So now when you have like this actual good communication, it's it's almost like they get roasted for actually communicating. It's like they can't win at this point.
Right. Well, and there's a certain amount of like, should they ever win? Like as the community, they,
Hmm.
they're always going to be judged. I just, and even when the times have been good, there's been some pretty stiff opposition,
Right.
honestly,
Right.
which is what she said.
uh,
Uh,
but yeah,
but
no, they had good stuff this week.
yeah, well, we have this collective amnesia about it though. Like
Mhm.
you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about it because I don't care about it, and I'm like, well, yeah, me too, but yeah, uh, so the first thing,
Mhm.
the thing that you forgot, because it doesn't apply to you, is
Mhm.
they fixed, and then they actually like refixed the master's training, so
Right.
that master's training, it was like you have to do master's training, which is the Hermit Yoda buff that is on like what 4 turn cooldown or something.
Something ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like unless you just like keep reapplying it to like zombie, my sister
Mhm.
zombie. If you can find some kind of endless loop, like 50 is such an asinine, ridiculous number to do. And
Right.
so there was a bug earlier this week or earlier last week, and it stretched all the way till today or yesterday, where it was like if you apply it once, it counts as like 7. Is that right?
Yeah, I counted it as 7. Because a lot of people were at 49 when they fixed the bug. So they were one away. Um, and then they fixed it that, you know, it'll count
Yeah.
properly.
Yeah. So it was, but then when they refixed it, it wiped everyone down to 0.
Right. If you weren't done it, it wiped you down to 0.
And then so that was pretty crappy. But then they turned around and made it into you just have to get 1 to get
Right.
the feat.
Right. So, which I thought that was a decent make good. Like, not a make good, but like
No, now
it
it's the
would,
easiest thing.
yeah. Well, it was good that they fixed it.
Right. Well, they totally screwed some people over, and they needed to fix it,
Mhm.
and so they did. And I don't know. It probably caused a few people to like just just delete the game from their phone. But that's CG's consequences.
Um,
I always tell my boys, I'm like, you know what? This isn't even a punishment. This is just a consequence, and they get all upset. I'm just like, you're not in trouble with me. Like, you just, yeah, we're good, but you're not enjoying what's happening right now because of what you did. And
right.
well, one of them has good perspective on it. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be a well-adjusted adult, and the other one's like, I'm 4 and I'm pissed.
That that sounds accurate. Um, yeah, but like I totally forgot about it because I was done this feat, so I just completely spaced on the fact that they fixed the fix.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't impact me either, or Professor X. I mean, and Solo said it in one of the Discord chats really well. I thought, he's like the number one rule of Conquest is when there's a bug
Hmm.
that's in the player's favor, do that bug immediately before CG fixes it.
Yeah,
Like,
and this isn't the first time that they've fixed these bugs in the middle of Conquest.
right,
So, which is why I'm always like, gotta get it done before it's fixed.
right. Well, I was like, man, you run Conquest on my alt
Hmm.
for free, folks. I don't pay her to do it.
Right. People think you pay me. You don't pay
So
me.
yeah, I've had a couple people who are like, "Oh man, I should pay someone." I'm like, "You should, but I don't." So,
Right.
but maybe I should pay you, but I won't. I'll pay you with thanks.
Uh, I was going to say, please don't offer to pay me to do it. Not you, just people in general, because I will say no. I don't have the time for that.
That's right. That's right.
Uh,
All right. So, anyways, you run Professor X and
yes.
for Conquest, and I was like, man, I hope that that's in the future going to be something that you can actually continue to like. I hope that losing like because otherwise you wouldn't have done the master's training one, right? Like that's a skip. right away if you have to do 50 of them, or do you just have to find some endless loop spam that would work?
Um, I don't think it's necessarily a skip right away. I think it depends on your roster. The thing for me, I was like, okay, you have to do this 50 times. You also need to win 40 Jedi battles globally.
Hmm.
So kind of goes hand in hand. You also need to evade or gain foresight in that sector. So also goes hand in hand.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And I do a lot of your Jedi wins for Professor X in Sector 4 on the Datacron node.
Awesome. Yeah, he needs them,
So
man.
so Professor X could easily farm even if it was I mean it wouldn't be one at a time in my opinion because you would be getting hopefully the buff out a couple of times.
You know what I need you to farm are more datacrons, actually.
Oh, I can do that.
Thanks. Okay, so let's have a business meeting. All right, what do we need to do for Professor X? No,
Yeah.
uh, no, you know I super
Um,
appreciate you, but
but if you're skipping the Inquisitor feats, then you have to do the Master's Training one.
okay. I didn't really keep track. I got way more points. I was like, oops, like I didn't even mean to get the Inquisitor like 40 kills with Inquisitors, but I
Hmm.
did anyways. Like, because I just use them I just go into my nodes and push auto, and they're one of my teams that I cycle through with. So,
I contemplated doing that one with Professor X because his Inquisitors can survive now.
hey, they're doing actually pretty good. We're on target. So, anyways,
Anyway.
let's stay on target. So they did that one thing, and that's a fairly
Mhm.
small thing. Like really, at the end of the day, like if you just say that, if it's just like, hey, like that's the pedestal, that's the foundation that the CG just decided to lean on. They're like, hey, we do things for the community. Like that's a pretty minor one. It's like, well, who actually really for real really cares about that, because you actually screwed people. You're just trying to set things back in equilibrium, like,
Right.
like at the end of the day, that's not something they can stand on. And I guess the next one is also similar, but I will say people said for a long time, and I thought it was funny actually in one of my chats. Someone was like, yeah, they never did a make good for all the crashes and it's ridiculous in the middle of their conversation about the make good that CG had for all the crashes. Like he just didn't read the rest of the context. Like the or he's like, yeah, all the
Oh,
crashes just hugely disrupted the game, and CG never did. Like he was just like going off, and someone's like, that's what we're talking about. They did a make good. He's like, what? It's crazy. It's really funny though.
yeah, which is, I think no one expected to make good.
I okay, so I had been hoping forever.
Mhm.
I mean, I didn't really expect it, but I was like, just some part of me was hoping that when they made the change to Relic 8 and 9 to not include the lower levels of relics,
Okay, yep.
I thought I was just really hoping that they would refund all the Relic 8 and 9s
Yeah.
that had been spent. I'm like, we had to spend these, and other people, like, it just seems like that would be in the within the purview of what they could do. And
Right.
it's not like they have to. It's not the obviously, and no one gave me any credit. They were like, no, that's not going to happen, not going to happen, and then it didn't happen, and whatever. So I don't know if I was wrong exactly, because I don't know if I expected it to happen. I was like, that would be such a nice little gesture. Please do it. And they're like,
Mhm.
f off, Zareth.
It's not gonna happen.
Right, as per usual. It's like, hey, you want to come on my show sometime? F off, Zareth. Okay, okay, I'll go make a plan now. We'll talk about you guys a little bit. No, that's not actually how it happens. But um, I, this is something I would have assumed would happen before that, though. Like that kind of just killed my last little like goodwill. Like maybe they'll do it because they're good people, and then
Mhm.
they're like, decline to ever do something nice for the community. I'm like, all right, f you guys. And
Well,
so I didn't assume. I just assumed like, okay, hey, we fixed the crashes. Like, what more do you want, a holes?
well, and it's been so long since we've had a make good about something.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And I like that they kind of acknowledged that like people missed important things. Like Kieti
Mhm.
Monday shards were in there.
Yeah.
For
I,
instance, like they and Zeta mats and everything.
hmm Crystals. I mean, not a
Hmm.
ton, but still a little bit.
Right. Well, and it's not enough. I mean, to be honest, like so if people filled out the survey, which I
Mhm.
didn't, did you?
I did.
Nice. I did not, because I don't want to. Uh,
That's
and
fair. I was bored at work.
totally fair, totally fair. I just, yeah, I didn't want to be part of that. So, um, but people who, so I don't even begrudge that the people who did are getting like basically like double the stuff, kind of like they're getting a
Mhm.
second make good on top of
Yeah.
it. And it's only 1,000 credit or crystals total, and it's like I know a few people who would have won, at least like half of their GACs, and they missed, they went like 2-7 a couple seasons in a row
hmm
because crashes. I'm like, this guy would not be in the 800s right now if he didn't crash consistently. Like I've seen him float around in the top 100 all the
hmm
time. He would not have lost that much. He would not be in the 800s right now.
Right.
Guaranteed. He's out there floating around. Didn't win any crystals from GC. He only gets 1,000 back. So it feels a little bit bad, but at the same time, I mean, some people are like, this is more than I would have gotten. This is great.
Right. And I mean, it, there's just no way realistically for CG to give you what you would have lost out on because there's no way for there really isn't a way for you to prove that you would have won.
Not really. Like, you could maybe on a case by case, but they don't have time for that. And I don't want them to
Yeah.
spend time on that. Like, and I don't know the justice of giving me like I didn't lose any because of the crashes because I just played exclusively on BlueStacks, which that crashed once, but that was BlueStacks' fault and therefore my own.
hmm
Yeah, I don't see the justice in giving me like 5,000 crystals just because it existed, you
Right.
know. Or like our friend Solo Base, I referenced earlier, like
Mhm.
he didn't really crash. Like his crashes were all very kind, and they were on Conquest. So like he
Mhm.
never crashed because like why should he get 5,000 crystals? Like
Right.
the guy who's in the 800s should probably get the crystals, but he'll probably make them back here pretty soon and go on a total kill streak, like go nine
Just
and zero here.
just annihilate. Yeah. Yep.
So I don't mind that. This is nice. This is that, and they apologized. I mean,
hmm
I think they probably lost a ton of money because I bet a ton of people quit because of it.
Yeah. I mean,
But
that wouldn't surprise me at all.
they did. I mean, to just talk about parenting all the time forever. I always make my boys make it right. Like, and it's like, okay, you hit your brother and he's gonna have a bruise and stuff, and you're just saying sorry doesn't heal that bruise. Like that's not gonna happen. But you went through like you need to do what you can to make it right within reason. And I think that's what CG did. And does it excuse the terrible experience a lot of people have had? Probably not all the way. Like some people are just gonna hate the game now,
Right.
but I think this is about as reasonable as you get from CG.
Yeah. I think this was good, and I'm hoping it's a sign of like the communication turning between this and the master's training fix and all of that, you know. It seems like it was better communication.
It seems like suddenly he like I mean it's only a couple instances, so who knows?
I
But
know.
it seems like suddenly he's Johnny on the spot a little bit, like
hmm
just a little bit more. Like I wonder if his boss, just lit a fire a little bit. They were like, because like I've seen so many deleted posts on the forums. You know that something has gotten through. Like people just like do your job. Hey, community manager, like do anything well. And he's like, I've been doing it for 10 years. Well, Well, I wish you'd been doing it for 20, then maybe you'd actually know what you were doing. I don't know. I don't know, but it seems like he's actually on top of things suddenly,
Yeah, so
magically.
hopefully it's promising.
I guess. Well, we'll see. I mean, you know me. I don't. Once you've lost my trust, like I just.
I know. And we're not in a pattern or a trend yet. 'Cause like you said, it's only a couple instances.
Yeah, I'm still pretty skeptical, but we'll see.
But
I mean that whole thing of like forgive and forget is such a BS thing, anyways, right? Like,
oh, I never forgive people.
see, I think you should forgive people. I think that's good for you, actually, and that's an interesting insight to your psyche. Um, I think it's the height of foolishness to forget. Like, you
I
know,
don't forget either.
right? Well, 50% ain't the worst, I guess. I was gonna
Um,
say ain't bad, but I'm like, it's still an F. I guess not in Canada though.
uh, 50%'s a pass, really. Um,
That's
yeah.
embarrassing.
uh, yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying though. It's gonna be interesting moving. Plus, we have like the road ahead coming up, so
Oh, they've got a lot of big things on their plate
mhm,
here that they need to deliver. So we've got territory battle coming up,
mhm,
and they need to deliver on that. And so we don't know for sure if it's December 12th or what. If I almost hope it doesn't come out on December 12th,
it
actually.
if it doesn't, it's not going to be before January because there is no way they launch a new territory battle when they are on Christmas vacation.
Well, they take so it's an every year thing, and I do not begrudge them a Christmas vacation. Like there'll be
Right.
people in the comments who are like, "Man, those guys should all be fired, or at the very least, like have all their vacation docked because of this horrible game." And I'm like, go back to Reddit. But no, I mean, watch video. I just I don't. There are a lot of developers here who have done zero wrong. Like they've
Right.
developed good things. The kits continue to be interesting. There's a lot going that's actually still good about this game. There are a lot of like frustrating things like we've covered in the past. But they always take like a month off for Christmas. And
Mhm.
if they drop what happened last when they dropped Geo for the first time, like it was the buggiest thing ever, wasn't it?
Dark Side Geo?
I don't know, light side, dark side, something.
Dark Side dropped first.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was. Well, I know look,
Hmm.
the biggest thing that I can remember was they were trying to figure out a way to make 24-hour phases or 24-hour phases for it, even though it was only going to be 4 phases and somehow make it match with the 6-day
Oh, okay.
like Hoth version, which obviously doesn't work out mathematically. Um, so I remember that. I don't remember the bugs.
All
I'm
right,
sure I'm
so
sure there was a ton of bugs though.
let me just break through with some negativity here then, and just
Okay.
project that if they release something as complex as Territory Battle, especially one that with a modular system and all of these things, I project that there will be an entire assload, if not three assloads, of bugs in this. And if they go on vacation for a freaking month after they release that piece of crap on us, there are going to be riots instead of this joyous Angels chorus. Thank God we have new PvE content.
Right. But okay, so here is my question though. What do you do now? Because beforehand, when they launched a new territory battle and there were bugs, they could stop the territory battle, send everyone to make good, restart it in a week. You can't do that now with this new
Hmm.
cadence that they've got, this new 4-week schedule.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you just make them give the full-ish rewards. Like, okay, for the most part, people are going to be getting this many rewards. We'll bump it up a little bit, send it out. That's the average. Okay, everyone gets the same thing, and then
Hmm.
you just have a week off. You know, do territory wars and then rinse repeat because we'll have it again the next cycle. Like it'll just be a
Right.
week later or 2 weeks later. So, uh,
Assuming we get to do it every time territory battle hits.
right. Oh, and that's a question mark too.
Hmm.
Work on your inquisitors, people. Get that Riva unlocked before they find a way to not let you unlock her really fast.
Before they fix the bugs.
Yeah. Okay, so we're actually basically out of time ish here.
Holy. Okay.
Yeah, we got 4 minutes, so let's cut to the trigger photo here. Oh, here's your account in the background. That's triggering enough. Thank you very much.
What's wrong with my account?
Here, let's see how many crystals you have, Sarah. Or not crystals. Let's see how many credits you have.
Shh. Don't worry about my credits.
Um, oh, this isn't showing it. Damn it all! It's showing your
Nope.
crystals, which are a lot too. I won't judge that though. All right, we'll look at later, folks. So, okay. So as always, the BB-8 at relic uh, zero at gear zero actually. It's the
Sad.
first and best. Okay, so here's the one. Here's the one. And it was captioned when you finally see it. So I'm gonna give people just a second to stare at it to see if you can catch it first.
Hmm. This is
So
just sad.
when you finally see it, you're just like, oh my gosh, really? Okay, you've had enough time. Like pause it now if you want more time, because I'm just gonna spill the beans. Two galactic legends without their ultimates, and they don't even have all their zetas. In fact,
And what is it? Relic 5 and Relic 4 or something like that?
yeah. So yeah, guys, Sarah can't actually see it. I've shown it. I showed it to her beforehand, but the
Hmm.
the way the technical aspect of this is, she can't see it. So yeah, 5 on Kylo, 4 on Rey. Okay, so Sarah, if there's one, I'm just curious, like your perspective. If there's one galactic legend that doesn't need an ult, let's just leave Jabba out of this because I don't actually know if he needs one or not. But if there's one that doesn't need an ult, out of the original six, so to speak, which one is it?
I think they
If
all need their all.
well, yeah, like they all benefit. But if you have okay, it's just if you have to choose one, doesn't get an ult, which one would you choose?
Hmm. I don't like this question.
Okay, so I'll give the
Kylo?
answer then. No, no, he really needs it. He relies on it. No, I would
Kenobi.
say,
Sorry.
oh, he needs it too. Jedi Master
See?
Luke. Jedi Master Luke.
No, Jedi Master Luke needs it.
Stop! You're such an apologist for him.
No.
But here, no, okay. Yeah, he needs it. He needs it. It's great. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. But at the end of the day, everyone still gets the amazing leadership ability. They
Mhm.
still get to, hit using his protection. They still get to do all the things. Once he gets his ultimate, yes, things get better, but they don't get so much crazy better that like everyone just like you don't auto win. Um, all the other ones get that, and Kylo absolutely needs his. Rey is the other one I guess you can make an argument for because, like for instance, General Skywalker counter suddenly
Mm.
does never works against Rey without an ult,
Right.
because she'll just whirlwind you to death, and that you want her to do her ultimate sometimes so you can kind of reset yourself. But Rey still absolutely needs it. Like if she wants to do any damage against any other galactic legends, she needs it.
I don't get this like purposely not maxing your characters to their full potential
Oh,
business.
it's pretty triggering. All right, guys, go to Sarah's channel, and we'll have more for you. Viewer questions, roster roast, all that stuff. Click on the link that you should be seeing right now, or go to the video description. We'll see you over there. Hit the like button too.